Yes, Virgo. Welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth. I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. And this, my darlings, is your intuitive, in-depth tarot reading for the time between the 21st of September and the 5th of October. I'm going to draw some cards for September. Then we're going to look at the first week of October. We're also going to look at some key energies and outcomes for this time period. My darlings, I have shuffled and meditated already, but I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we'll get started on your reading. Don't ask me why. Egg. Egg in Australia. Do you know what? The word egg in an Australian accent actually is what I heard. So I don't know if it's... I don't know if some people were travelling or... I don't know, but that's what I heard in my head. Very random. It could be a message for someone specific. So even though it doesn't make any sense to me or to you, there'll be someone out there potentially that makes sense to. Australian egg, how weird is that? I don't know. Anyway, card at the base of the reading, how fitting, because it's the other side of the world from me, is Australia. Shout out to all my Antipodean viewers. Is the world card. So I love this card now, and I'm learning so much more about the energies. Obviously, as my journey continues. Card at the base of the reading is the overall energy or the perspective that you need to see this reading through. And for you guys, it's your perspective. And for you guys, in the month of in this time period, this is about new. This is about new experiences being on offer to you because of the actions that you take. You're able to enter into new experiences. Now, for some of you, travel, blah, 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 but that's all boring. I mean, it all relates to it, but it's all boring because really the world card is about after or illusions. Remember, these are major arcana energies, and they're not just major arcana energies because it sounds different from minor arcana. The major arcana, there is a difference to the physical energetic experience, but also to the karmic experience and on your life. This is the path that you're walking, the major arcanas, and this is showing that this is a brand new path, a brand new doorway that's opening up for you. Okay, one where you're going to take with you, just like the Fool card, you're going to take with you all the wisdom that you've learned on this previous path. And this previous path that you've been on, you could have been on it for years and years and years, but it's a brand new dawn. It's a brand new dawn, Virgo. So you better have your wits about you, or you do have your wits about you, actually. Okay, so we've got some clarifiers here, and then we've got your key energy, and then the outcome, which I put under there. We'll look at that right at the end. So first card, 3 of Swords. This card in this position is the most important message, really, for this time period. So what is this message telling you? You know, this is the stuff that you've learned from. You know, there's this, oh, that hurt, universe, that hurt me, man, that hurt my heart. You know, do you know what it is? You need to start reflecting now when you're watching this video. You need to start reflecting on what this could be for you, because this is past, this has already happened, and this is you feeling disempowered in some way, or thinking of yourself in some way. It's what I call learned behavior. Is the three of swords, because the three of swords, sword energy, thoughts, mind, clarity, consciousness, communication, what we do, what we say, what we think, what we allow ourselves to say, what we allow ourselves to think and to know and to be aware of. That's what the sword energy represents in a nutshell. Okay, now the three of swords, so remember, threes are about our expansion and our truth, our authenticity. So what happens is it's clouded. Our truth, our perspective is clouded with the three of swords by an experience that leaves us feeling disempowered, anxious, low self-esteem, whatever it is for you. This is, you know, three of swords, that's what it represents. Now, we learn to think of ourselves in a certain way. We learn to tell ourselves we are a specific person. We learn to tell ourselves that we can only do this much, we can only achieve that much, whatever it is, Virgo. That's what the three of swords represent. So this tells us, look at these two cards then, tells us that actually this is what you are realizing, recognizing, and finally moving on from this learned behavior, this way of thinking of yourself. It's like, for example, people who say, you know, I'm messy, you know, I'm just messy. My house is messy because I'm a messy person. That's learned behavior. What happened in that instance is that throughout this person's life, or there was a formative experience where they weren't cared for example, they might have been neglected, or they felt like they weren't worthy of having nice things or having compliments. So because they felt that, they then started to believe that in their mind, three of swords, because of this experience that happened. And they therefore believe now that they are somebody who is XYZ. They're someone who's messy or someone who's whatever, but they're not. This is what it would be released from, or you're moving on from, in the month of September and October. So let's have a look at September. We start with the Two of Pentacles. We've got clarifiers here as well, and I feel like some of these want to come out already. They're already winking at me. We've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Ten of Swords, we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So we've got some really uncomfortable energies, actually, in combination, because I mean, these are uncomfortable. This is a Tuesday for me. I mean, because this is all about your awareness. Now, people, I honestly believe, I believe that people think that when we talk about, I don't know, when you talk about law of attraction, you know, manifestation, like magic and soul growth, soul evolution, I think people think it's literally like, yeah, you just do this, you just do that, and then this happens. It's like, mate. No. It is not all sweetness and light, our awareness. Knowing is the hardest thing. Realizing is the hardest thing. Admitting to ourselves is the hardest thing. It's the hardest pill to swallow. The hardest pill to swallow is to realize, is to know your mind, is to realize something. And this is kind of what's going on in these energies here. But what's also going on is the stability that it brings. Yeah. So when we are trying to like work it out, trying to understand something, trying to see something, trying to know something, and then we see it and we know it and we feel it, and it's hard, man. It's like painful, but it gives us stability, provides us with abundant stability, manifests stability and security that you have earned because you've walked through this and you've come out the other side. That's what this week is telling us. So it's a beautiful week. So we start with the Two of Pentacles. Twos are about commitments, things that we commit to, partnerships, duality, balance, diplomacy, which means being agreeable, basically. And what's this card? Two of Pentacles. Pentacles energy, where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. So we've got that. We've got a commitment. You're committing to establishing security, feeling more secure. I always refer to the back. Well, I never refer to the back, but I always notice the back. I always think about it as about like the emotions involved in making decisions, the emotions that are involved almost in how it churns us up when we have to decide things, when we have to choose to do something. It can sort of make us feel a little bit unsteady when we say, well, we've got to commit to this new house, or I've got to commit to this person, or I've got to commit to this job, or whatever it is. And actually that can stir us up. That can stir up this type of energy, stir up what's beneath the surface. And so I think that something practical in your life, maybe that you're juggling, so maybe a house or a job or a relationship, at the moment, at the beginning of September, or beginning of this time period, it's that juggling. It's the house and the car and the work and the life, and I'm trying to do this because it's for my security, and I'm trying to do that because it's for my security, whatever this and that is. It's as if that is the thing that helps to churn up the Three of Swords energy for you. But this card here, the Ten of Swords, tells me something else. It tells me, in fact, we'll look at both these two together. The Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords together. What this tells me is that this process has been ongoing. So actually, Virgo, even though you're coming into realizations do you know what it is? It's so funny. There's a space. There's a space. So what that suggests to me is that there's a potential feeling of emptiness in some aspect. A potential feeling of emptiness, whether it's in a relationship, in work life, whatever it is, or just within you. And you know what I mean by that emptiness. There's a potential feeling of emptiness within you, in some area, some aspects of life. In an area, aspects of life that's manifested. So you're in a relationship, but it doesn't feed you, or you're in a job, doesn't feed you, you're in whatever. Or you're just not feeling, or you're within yourself feeling empty. I don't know how. I have to say it that way because that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm picking up on. The Ten of Swords tells me that this is something that you've been thinking and aware of and conscious of for some time leading up to this date. And it's also something that you've been aware of, yes, but something that potentially you've been trying to understand. So sevens is a number of mystery. Why do I think that? Why do I want that? Why do I know? Trying to engage with it, but also sometimes trying to not engage with it. This is this energy. So it tells me with the 10 here, 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords here, that you've been trying to understand your anxiety. You've been trying to understand this emptiness. You've been trying to understand this dissatisfaction almost. And as you enter this time period. And it also tells me, obviously, with the Three of Swords there, that there's been something that's disempowered you in the past. And actually, the thing that's disempowered you in the past has taught you a lot about yourself, which is not true. So you've learned, because, say, for example, you were bullied at school when you were a child, which is awful, and you were bullied at school when you were a child, and you're, I don't know, grown adult now, fully grown, and you know that you were bullied, and it did bad, it made you feel bad about yourself, but you didn't realize the extent to which it left you feeling disempowered about yourself. And because there's a part of you that this is spiritual, because there's a part of you that was discarded almost, that weak baby that got bullied or whatever, that's what you thought about yourself. You sort of hid that part of yourself, and you didn't look at that part of yourself, and you didn't engage with that part of yourself. And now, around this time, and not just this time, but this year, that's been churned up. The feelings of it, not the conscious connection to it, not you thinking back to, I was bullied, but the feelings have been stirred or are stirred. And in a nutshell, I know I'm talking a lot here because it feels quite like you've gone through a lot. Actually, you've gone through a lot emotionally and mentally. Some of you are really struggling with your mind, your mental health, your, not to say that you've, you've got like depression or anything, not like that, but you've been struggling with some of your truths, with some of the realities that you've learned, some of the things that you're realizing about yourself. It's like, in a way, you're getting new information about yourself, because you're being reflective, because you're listening, whatever, because you're doing different things in life, moving house, new job, whatever. And it's like all that stuff up until now, it's almost spinning around in your head, and but you're seeing it. This is the thing what I'm trying to tell you. You're seeing it and you're engaging with it. And actually doing that actually provides you with a huge amount of security. Even if right now when I'm saying this to you, you don't believe me, I want you to come back and watch this reading after this time period. And I guarantee you'll say, Ruth, you know what? You were right. You were right. When I have very spiritual readings like this, they're hard to deliver and they're hard to hear for you guys. But they're necessary, and they're also necessary to watch again because they talk to a different part of us. They talk to our soul, they talk to our intuitive body. And what is trying to happen for you, Virgo, is a real, transformation almost of you, of who you are, of your personality, of your, not personality, but of your perspective, of how you see yourself in the world, of how you see who you are, the labels that you give yourself. There's a complete transformation of all those things that's trying to come through for you in the month of September and October. And they are going to provide you with security. You're going to feel different. You're going to feel whole. It's just that that's the energies that's around you. So you have to engage or not. It's your choice. I would engage, even if it's hard. Right, we're going to move on to October because it's quite heavy, that energy. Page of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups, thank the universe, 9 of Swords. So yeah, as I said, we've got some heaviness. We do have some heaviness, but we've got, look at these cards. We've got three tens. We're graduating from the heaviness to the security, to the abundance. And don't let this be something that scares you. It's like, if you don't grow, if you don't know, you can't grow. And that is what this time period is about. I feel like I can't really go. I feel like it's so intense, this reading. I might have to just cut it off, but because it's very intense. But I'm going to continue till I go through all the cards with you. But I'll do it quicker, okay? So we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Your energy, actually. So this is you wanting to act on what you now know. So this thing that you now realize, that the knowledge that you've now gained, that's what you want to manifest with. So that's what's going to affect your actions going forward, okay? Masculine energy is a page. So that means that with the actions that you take. Then we have next to this the 5 of Cups. So 5s are about change, and the Cups energy is about our emotions and our emotional world and our intuitive bodies. And what this card is, in a nutshell, is emotional baggage. It's about recognizing that there's something about your emotions that you need to change. Just like I said about this 3 of Swords, this learned behavior. It's the same with your emotions. It's the same with how you respond to your emotions almost. But it's baggage. It's stuff that's existed from the past. Because look, it's the 3 cups that are spilled. It's stuff that existed from the past that has an impact currently on your identity and on your ability to engage emotionally with yourself and potentially with others. You know what this is. Now, this won't hit everybody because it's quite an intense reading. And as I said, this is the type of reading that you come back to in October and you say, Ruth, oh my God, you were right. This isn't coming from me, this reading. It comes from a different place, believe. And I'm going to need a break after this. This actually, sorry, there's a clarifier for this one. I'm dizzy. Wow. So good. Excellent. I'm so glad to see that card, because we have a new emotional beginning, and that's what we want, and that's what is promised, and that's what I feel. Even if it's overwhelming, you have to stay with it. This in September, you have to stay with this energy, the heavy stuff. You have to stay with it, because it's that brings you into the awareness of, oh my gosh, I've carried this around since I was 6 years old. That bullying, or that feeling of inadequacy, I've carried that around for so long, and it's that's affected my behaviors in this way. That's affected how I feel about myself in this way. This is what gives you the emotional breakthrough. So you have to recognize the emotional baggage of Five of Swords, Five of Cups. You've got to recognize the emotional baggage that you've had, that been carrying around, and how it's affected your attitude, your perspective of yourself, your behavior toward yourself, how you treat yourself, how you feel about yourself. Recognize what that's done, and it's that brings through this new emotional beginning for you. Okay, and the well of joy. This is the well of joy, the Ten of Cups. You know, once you find that well of joy within you, no one can take it away from you. This is why it's abundant. It keeps growing. It keeps expanding. You know, it's like you've got to a point. I need another drink. Sorry, I'm dizzy. It's like you've got to a point where you're like, I need to understand why I feel this way. I need to understand why I am this way. I need to understand why I treat myself this way. It's like you get to a point in September, and you finally sort of, it's almost like you commit. You say to the universe, right, universe, whatever it is I need to know, whatever it is I need to face, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to face it. I'm willing to, that's kind of what it feels like. You get to a point in September, and it's that point that helps you to see. It helps you to recognize and to view. Number nines are always about our awareness. Remember, linked to the Hermit energy. So linked to our awareness, linked to our active engagement with, trying to understand what's going on within, trying to understand what I'm feeling. This is what we know with the Nine of Swords. So we have lots of nines, lots of tens, and then ones and twos, yeah? So think about that, 1, 2, 3. So think about that. Nines and tens, we're learning with number 9, we're becoming aware with number 9. Number 10s, we're reaching the end of cycles. And then number 1s is new beginnings. So this is what you need to think about. You need to think about the fact that your search for stability, for security, for happiness, for joy is over. You don't have to search for it anymore. You understand what will give you that in your life. Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, what I just said about you understand what it'll give, that's what this card means. Divine feminines are all, feminine energy is about our inert and innate wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the imprints that our external experiences have on us. So, and in this instance, it's in our mind. So this is you understanding what I think, understanding why I think that, understanding my perspective. This is you, and this is what you get by this first week of October. So stay with it. Stay with it. Even if it's heavy, even if it's hard, stay with it. Because what you are learning and gaining in the month, in this next couple of weeks, is going to give you this, going to lead to this emotional breakthrough, emotional rebirth, and give you this stability, this abundance, this joy, this happiness, and these feelings of security that you have longed for and searched for your life. Okay, this is your last card. This is your outcome, key energy. Wow. So look, we've got the 9 of Pentacles here. So this is you, feeling yourself going, do you know what? Yes. I have come far. I have done well. Look at all the things that I've achieved in my life. Look at the friends that I've got. Look at the family that I've got. Look at my lovely home that I've built. You know, even with this, even though I carried this around, the trauma of the bullying, or when my mum and dad divorced, and or that ex-partner, that relationship, even though I had to deal with that, and it really affected my self-esteem and messed my head up about how I thought about myself, I've really come really far. Look how much I've achieved in my life. Look how, good on me. I'm loving that, because this is your energy, Virgo. You know, Earth energy, Virgo energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is your energy. So you, by the end of this time, this is what I'm saying to you, you've got to stay with it. Got to stay with it, Virgo, because even if it's hard, the awareness, it's only the awareness that's hard, and the knowing that's hard. You will realize the value of coming into that awareness, and how that can affect your life and your manifestation going forward. Okay, my darlings? So, my lovely Virgos, I hope you like that reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Key Wisdom Tarot as well for free notifications. And feel free, my darlings, to leave me your comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this video. I'm a bit dizzy. Share this video with your friends, your family, on your Instagram, your Facebook. You can check out the September astrology video, where we look at all the transits for September in detail. You can check that out now in my astrology playlist, or you can read the description box below. Definitely watch the video, it's hilarious. If I do say so myself, check out the Key Wisdom playlist for everything mindfulness, meditation, and Reiki. And follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram, on Facebook, for extra little snippets. I'll be back with you, Virgo, on the beginning of October with your brand new love reading for the month of October. Okay, my darlings, I hope you loved that reading. Have a wonderful couple of weeks, and I'll see you all again very soon with your brand new reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.